from away at the Boulevard Theatre, which is opening tonight. Very, very exciting. And we're going to go over to cast and crew. And of course, our very own Tom Dyer is in this show as well. So, Tom, I'm going to hand it over to you.
You're going to come straight to me.
Yes. Yeah.
I am delighted that this show is available to be performed in local community theatres around the UK because, well, it hasn't long come off the West End and gone on the tour. And there's not many shows where I'm like, I really want to be in this. I want to tell and help share that story of what happened on that day and on that week. Because, Drew, you're directing this. You're the one that's had this come to the Boulevard Theatre. Give us an overview as to what this show is all about.
Well, like you say, Tom, when this show was released, I think it was a bit of a shock to everybody, actually, because I don't think anybody expected this show to be released for amateur theatres this quickly. It's very rare that they get released so quickly. So we jumped on it straight away to be able to perform it. And actually, we are the Welsh amateur premiere opening tonight. But this show is all about a group of a plane that got diverted after the 9/11 terrorist attacks in New York, and gets diverted to Gander, and it's just about a group of people who open their arms to accept complete strangers into their community, and it tells the story, the true story, the real life story of these amazing people.
It really is amazing. I'm going to bring Aaron and Sarah in. Morning to you both.
Hello.
Hi.
These real life people that we're going to be sharing their stories of. Aaron, I love your role in this because you are the mayor of Gander in one of your roles, because it's very much a show where no one's just one character in this. We all get to portray different characters. Aaron, you kind of open the show and introduce everything that happens in this show. Why did you want to get involved in it?
So we've liked the show for years. I think when it first came out, listening to the soundtrack, and then we went to go and see it. Mitch representing. We went to see it last year.
It was last year. Yeah.
And as soon as the Boron drums started playing, I was crying. By the end of Welcome to the Rock, she was crying. I was like, I hope there's an interval soon to wipe my eyes. There's no interval. So we just cried the whole way through, and it was just such a lovely piece. And I think I literally turned my phone off walking out of the Cardiff, and turned around to Drew and said, the second that's available, if I'm not in it, I walk.
It's truly wonderful. And Sarah, these real life characters, you are playing Captain Beverly Bass, who when I went to see this on the West End, I went on the last weekend. She was there. She came on the stage. So I've met the person that you're reenacting.
I was in London that weekend and I couldn't get tickets, and I'm forever sad about it. So rub it in, why don't you?
Yeah.
Beverly Bass is an incredible woman, obviously a true story, an absolute feminist icon. She wanted to be a pilot and was told right from childhood, no, you're a girl. Girls, that's a man's job. And she said, absolutely not, and broke all the glass ceilings and became the first female captain for a commercial airline, for American Airlines. And she still runs charities now, supporting female pilots and helping to boost their careers in an industry that's a bit more open to women, but still very male dominated. So her story is fantastic, and it's an honor to play her, to be honest.
Yeah, and you have that wonderful moment in the show. Then, as Aaron said, there's no acts. It all happens in one go. And Sally, I'm going to pose this question to you. The residents of Gander, they didn't get an interval either. They had these people land in their airport, and they just had to. They didn't have to help, but they did willingly, even though it was relentless.
Yeah, I think when you think about 9/11, you sort of think about the actual Twin Towers and what happened. You don't think about all the people who were diverted in the planes and what happened to all of them. And this show just really shows how that community took them in and cared for them and thought about them and put aside all of their own problems to help these strangers, basically just land and just took them in as their own, as they're part of their family. And like there are points in this show where you can really see that happen. There's a point where we're all in the bar together and you can just see everybody comes together, and it's one, even though we're all different, we've all come from away, shall we say, they just take everyone in, and it's just such a strong message of community and kindness and just being kind no matter what.
Yeah, being kind. It's a message that's thrown around everywhere, and this was a true epitome of that. And in fact, Sally, you're part of a small group of the cast that get to sing a song called Costume Party, which is a beautiful song, but it's also that moment where not only did this terrible thing happen, but around the world, people started reevaluating who they were in society as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think as well in that song's quite pivotal because everybody's starting to find out things, and you're starting to think, yesterday was somebody, today this massive thing has happened, and how is it affecting my life? How am I changing as a person? You reevaluate everything. And I think even now I look and I'm doing this show, I've reevaluated things in my life, what's important, what things you can just let go because they're bigger. There's so many more important things than just whether you've got the tidying done.
but perspective, people, and of course, like the characters, myself and Sally, because I am in this show. We've got a lovely moment towards the end, and actually, it shows what the long-term impact of what happened and these relationships that formed. The end of the show kind of goes through a list of things, and it is quite incredible that during these big, massive, life-changing moments, that it does literally change lives and the course of someone's life as well.
And even how it's such an awful thing that happened, but some people's stories, they had a positive outcome, and like that's such a bizarre thing to say because it was so awful, but not everybody's story got worse after it. So have to come and see it to understand what I'm saying. But it's just
Gina, you've been listening in. What thoughts have you got?
I have been listening in, and I am so sad that I cannot come and see this show because I know I really am, because I just want to be there. I want to be involved. I want to know more because I haven't seen this show. I haven't heard the music from the show. Obviously, we know the backstory of the show, but like you say, it's a different perspective of being all brought together under these terrible circumstances, and I just want to know more. I wish I could get my ticket and come.
Well, you can get your tickets. You just mentioned there a change of perspective. Drew, a little bit about the music and the staging of what people can expect then in the Boulevard.
Absolutely, yeah. Something so different. When you look at Come From Away, I think very rarely do I, certainly for me, do I pick up a piece of theatre and think, actually, I wouldn't really change much about what they did with the West End version and the touring version, because it was just so brilliant. And the only thing that we have done, I think, is sort of just look at the story, try and make it maybe a little bit simpler for people to get to grips with. And we've really played with the Boulevard Theatre in lots of ways. In fact, Clive and Aaron, I think, will both agree that we've sort of hit our most technical show yet. Clive was telling me last night that this is by far the most technical show we've done, which is strange for a 12-hander that is 90 minutes straight through, yet it's our most technical. So I'm not going to give too much away. You're going to need to come and see what we've done with it. But I think it's very exciting, and this cast, for me, I think we've got 12 people who are, I couldn't have asked for a better cast to work with on this show, because it's, I mean, you'll all remember watching the first run through, I blubbed like a baby. I actually couldn't speak to anybody afterwards, but it's just, and that's what people are going to love is that we've got we haven't got just 12 actors, we've got 12 brilliant storytellers. And I think that is what people can expect.
And on those stories, Aaron and Sarah, what's your favourite story in this show without giving too much away?
You go first.
My favourite story. There's so many. I think Sally and Tom playing Nick and Diane. It's such a beautiful story. It's so cute. It's absolutely heartwarming. And you two just, I love it. So yeah, people can expect to really enjoy that one. Really heartwarming.
Lovely. Aaron?
I think my favorite is probably the character I play in Prayer. I've got 2 lines, but in those 2 lines you hear his entire life that he has hidden from his religion and his faith all these years, but this event has made him realize that there's a bigger narrative out there and that he shouldn't hide in all of this. And you get all of that in literally 2 sentences.
Yeah, there's so many of those impactful moments and lines. You blink and you'll miss them. So pay attention. And Sally, same question to you.
I think that it's the smaller parts of the Gander community that you don't. All the main stories are fantastic, but the smaller ones, like Aaron was saying, they're not massive. There's a scene in the bar where there's like a family are running this bar, and this couple have come in, and they're all expecting them to be one way, and they're totally not, and they're so accepting, and it's just, don't judge people before you meet them, and that's a real, really told in that one quick scene. But it's
And Tom, you've posed the question to everybody else. What's your favourite part? Your favourite story?
I know, you put me, I knew you were going to do this. My favourite moment, I think similar to what Sally just said, it's the way the Gander community came together in the first place. They didn't ask to be there, but they found themselves in that situation, and just that open arms. There's a wonderful bit where it's like, "Hi, thanks for shopping at Walmart. Do you want to come back to mine and have a shower?" And it's those kind of, just come on in. We've got your back. We can help. We can. Yeah, we will help you. And that acceptance of everyone. And we're accepting you into the Boulevard Theatre. Drew, if someone is thinking, I definitely want to see this, you've got the final say, your summary, and how people can get the last remaining tickets.
Yes, grab your tickets now for just an evening that you'll just walk out feeling so uplifted. And you can get them now, boulevard-theatre.com. We're running from tonight through to Saturday night, including a Saturday matinee. So do come and see us.
I love that. And in just a moment's time, we are going to play one of the tunes from Come From Away. Sarah, something for you to sing along to. We're going to have Me and the Sky for you. Is that okay?
That's fine. Great song. Big song. Great song.
Sure, you've sung it more than once. Thanks so much for joining us here this morning. Can't wait to spend the rest of the weekend with you, sharing these wonderful stories from this wonderful community. Get your tickets now. Gina, it's gone 9:30.
Oh, that means our Unscramble competition with Folly Farm has now closed for this morning. Stay tuned to find out if you've got a place in that main prize draw.
And if you are the winner of our Edge Festival competition, it's all coming up next here on Pure West Radio. Thanks again to the cast and crew of Come From Away.
Thank you.
Bye.
The Breakfast Show.